Alright, today I'm going to take you to my ginger patch. And this ginger I have here, they're growing in containers. So you would see and realize how abundant you can grow food in containers. Even if you don't have yard space or land or garden space to grow it in, you can absolutely grow it in a container that's big enough to accommodate whatever you choose to grow in them. And here you can see some really decent ginger that I'm pulling out here that I started in the spring, and so it's fall now and the leaves have started to dry it back, so it is time to harvest these because I'm not bringing them indoors to overwinter. And look at that, guys. This here is a piece of rhizome that I planted, and look at the size of the ginger root that I'm able to harvest from just that one piece of rhizome. And you know, with my ginger harvest every year, I'm able to use as much ginger that I need and I want in all different types of cooking and recipes, and even adding them to my teas, and still be able to save enough to replant the following season. Ginger is a gift that keeps on giving. Alright, now we are done harvesting from this planter right here. I have several of them, and look at the amount of ginger I was able to harvest. Now I'm not going to wash these. I'm just going to remove the roots from it. I'm going to take some of the leaves so I can make some teas with it. Of course, I'll dry it first. And over here I have some planted in ground. So I do plant in ground in several different spots in my garden, just sometimes to see how well they would do, and also to compare their performance in the location they're planted in. Now, ginger does not grow deep. It's just beneath the surface of the soil right where you planted it, so it more spreads out to the side rather than go down deep. And so I like to come in and remove the soil around the root first and then pull on the entire plant. So as you can see, we got pretty good sized roots here as well. It really don't matter if you plant them in containers or in ground. And here is the original rhizome that I use, and this is the size of the ginger root that it put out for me. Now I do fertilize about 3 times during the season, and I use my own chicken droppings with dried leaves and grass clippings, and I compost all these natural materials and I feed it right back to my garden. And sometimes I use compost tea. Now this here is another location, and as you can see, the soil is pretty much compact in this area, but I still decided that I wanted to try it here. And look at that, guys, a decent size of ginger root. And there is the rhizome that I planted initially. Some of them do rot, which does not affect the new growth of the ginger root, so that's okay. But I prefer that when I plant in soil like this, that I come in and I turn the soil a little bit because it's too compact for the ginger root to grow sometimes, or even roots of other trees that I may plant, other plants, other vegetables. And so I have to literally soften up the soil a bit, getting it light and loose. And you know, over the years, this soil is going to be lighter because I'm going to continue to add natural materials to it. It's going to lighten up a bit. Dry leaves are definitely going to help with this once I add them in here every year to build a better soil. And yeah, I know it's going to take some time, but you know what? I have patience for it. I have a goal to get my soil to where I want it to be because I want to continue to grow my food in it successfully. Alright, so now I'm going to visit every spot where I planted ginger, and I am going to harvest them all. Then I'm going to allow them to cure on a drying rack for several weeks because with freshly harvested ginger, the skins are still tender. So once it's cured, it'll be more difficult for it to sustain any bruising. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next upload.